your Power Play multiplier is 2.
It's going to be a hot, humid week with some storm chances once again Thursday and Friday. In the meantime, it will be dry tomorrow as temperatures get close to 90 degrees. All those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, new jobs could be on the way for Bamberg County. We'll have a look at the County Council meeting. Also ahead, a local restaurant is raising funds for a child in need, how you can help the cause. And Augusta City leaders taking action, why some projects may not get the funding they need as your News at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Latier. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with Bamberg County taking a big step toward a new manufacturing plant that could bring 250 jobs to the county. Nikita Dennis has the story.
Bamberg County could soon build a manufacturing plant worth $30 million. But how will this benefit residents? During the Bamberg County Council meeting Monday, board members approved to adopt an inducement resolution partnering with Project Lightning to invest in 250 jobs for people in Bamberg County. The county signed a 30-year fee in lieu of tax agreement that could potentially bring the commercial development to the area. Council members tell me they signed a contract that restricts them from releasing information regarding the investment, and right now they can't speak on the project.
We're always trying to attract industry, and they got protocol that we have to follow, and there are time sequences of that information will be provided.
Comer also says they'll release details on this project at their next meeting, June 3rd. In Bamberg County, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
And it's time now for our first check of the forecast. Here's meteorologist Jenna Petracci. And Jenna, we had some crazy weather today.
That's right. We had some storms across the metro, and those actually brought some hail. You may have seen that, especially if you were in Grovetown. That's where these viewer photos were sent in from. You can see a whole yard of hail. This is around quarter-size hail, and that was sent in by Faye. And also you can see the hail compared to the size of her hand. That photo was sent in by Vanette. So thank you so much for these great photos. I hope everyone stayed safe today. On top of the hail, we also had some really strong winds and we had some heavy rain. There was even some localized flooding across the metro, but you can see here on our rainfall total map that it's very splotchy. So some of us, like Wrightsville, 0 inches of rain today. So not everyone had the thunderstorms, but the places that did pick up on over 2 inches of rain. 2.2 inches recorded there in Louisville. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam in Aiken showing a calm night now. It is dry, but earlier today when I was doing the noon show, the rain was coming down here very, very heavy at the Amentum Center in Aiken. On our almanac, you can see it was a very warm day despite the rain. We still made it to 82 degrees, and earlier this morning we had a low of 66. So a muggy morning, and it will be muggy again tomorrow morning. Right now we're in those upper 60s to low 70s. 71 in Thompson, 66 in Allendale, Millen at 69, Augusta at 67, right at 70 in Gibson and Sparta, and 68 in Waynesboro. Those dew points anywhere from the mid-60s to 70 up in Lincolnton, and the dew points will stay high all week long, so definitely the most humid week we've had so far this year. Winds are up to 10 miles per hour in Aiken, 8 in Augusta, a little bit breezy this Monday evening, and satellite and radar showing the clearing conditions now. All the shower and storm activity off to the coast now. Not much activity to our immediate west, but out here around the plains there is some active weather along this cold front, and this is the front that will eventually move into our area on Thursday, bringing an additional threat of severe weather. But in the meantime, tomorrow you don't have to worry about anything. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s, and we'll see the sunshine by 8 a.m. Now, as we go to the next few days, though, that's when those rain chances will return Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday as temperatures eventually get to around 90 degrees. I'll have more details on that with a look at the Futurecast coming up, but back to you, Hannah.
All right, Jenna, looking forward to it. The Aiken County Coroner's Office is investigating the shooting death of a man this morning on Greenwich Drive. Authorities responded to the 300 block of Greenwich Drive for a shooting around 11:30 this morning. Investigators say they found the body of 22-year-old Jalen Jones in a shed in the backyard of the home. He was pronounced dead at the scene from multiple gunshot wounds. Neighbors say that shootings in the neighborhood are unusual, as some law enforcement officers live nearby. An autopsy for Jones has been scheduled for this Thursday in Newberry. And And Augusta leaders are raising questions about some emergency repairs. Commissioners were presented with 8 emergency bids for work at the jail, Diamond Lakes, the municipal building, and other government facilities. The work totals more than $760,000. City leaders saying after a meeting this week, it's been determined that the Central Services Director did not follow the procedure for emergency bids.
The administrator is working with him and the department head over in procurement to make sure that he fully understands how the procurement or the emergency procurement procedures are supposed to work. And we're hoping that these types of situations don't come back.
Some of the projects are already completed, like the new decking at the Diamond Lakes Tennis Center, but commissioners still must approve funding for X-raying the marble panels at the municipal building to see if any others have come loose and could fall. Atlanta's FBI says crimes against people over 60 have increased by 14%. FBI agents say the biggest scams involve fake tech support calls with helping you solve your malware issues. Another trend is bogus investment scams in terms of financial losses or fake cryptocurrency accounts. Investigators say the cyber criminals are usually from foreign countries.
Yeah, there's a lot of red flags that you're going to see out there, and various schemes are a little bit different. A big advice I give is, if you've never met somebody in person, please don't send them money. They'll save on a lot of the fraud activity that we see. But the common schemes we're seeing are crypto investment fraud. That's where someone comes to you online, offers you to invest in cryptocurrency, usually through a relationship build that they make up. That money is sent overseas, hard to recover.
FBI officials say avoid clicking on suspicious links, double check before any type of payment, and never act on urgency or scams that may be too good to be true. If you're a cyber victim, you can file a complaint online at www.ic3.gov. And a local restaurant is raising money for a little boy who's been in the hospital since December. I spoke to the owner about how they're helping out.
My wife Amber had come across this story and contacted the family because she felt that she wanted to do something to support them.
Mosh Pit Eats in Martinez is selling special bags of coffee to support 8-year-old Hendrix David Avery and his family. The flavors are French roast and blueberry cinnamon.
We decided to come up with a couple different labels for Hendrix, put him on his own bags of coffee. We incorporated things that he likes in his life, trains and cats and things like that.
Hendrix was originally admitted into the Children's Hospital of Georgia with a rare disease called toxic megacolon and a 5% chance of survival.
It's so rare of a disease, and they were not aware of any children having it in the United States. There's only a few handful of cases ever existing, and the family had to quit working and spend time with the child to get them through this. So they were 100% loss of income.
Many surgeries and complications later, Hendrix is now at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, but there is still a long road ahead of him. Parrish hopes the fundraiser will take some strain off the family.
We feel blessed that God's given us an opportunity to have a platform to be able to give back to the community. The response has been across the country so far. We're hoping that we can get a substantial amount of orders so we can, help this family in some small sort of way.
And so far, they've sold about 75 bags of coffee at $20 each. To purchase a bag, you can visit Mosh Pit Eats in Martinez or go to coffeeforhendrix.com. Still ahead, taking a swing for a good cause. How the annual Jernigan Golf Tournament will help raise money for stroke prevention and treatment when coverage you can count on continues.
And it's a dry and muggy night, and tomorrow will be dry as well as we heat up close to 90 degrees. Then Thursday and Friday, those chances of rain go back up. More details when we return.
I heard you might be.
The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Welcome back. I want to start out with a shout out to Murphy Middle School. This was the news team club that came to the studio today. It was perfect. Definitely one of the coolest tours I've had since these kids were actually really interested in working in local news one day. I definitely think we have some future reporters, anchors, and one kid actually wants to be a meteorologist one day. So thank you so much, Murphy Middle School, for coming by. I really had a great time with you guys. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam now at Doctors Hospital. It is a very active weather setup we've had. We had the rain and storms over the weekend, and then we had some more isolated storms today that brought us some hail and even some damaging wind gusts and isolated flooding. Right now it's looking good though. It's dry, southeast breeze coming in at 8 miles per hour. Warm temperatures tonight, 67, and those high dew points making it feel even warmer. A lot of us still in those 70s, 71 in Crawfordville and Thompson, 72 in Washington, Aiken at 67, 66 in Barnwell. And as for satellite and radar, all that activity now along the coastline, and we are clearing out. So things look a-okay the rest of tonight through your Tuesday morning. Nothing to our west immediately happening, but out further towards the west, we have another storm system. A lot of tornadoes earlier today around the plains, Oklahoma, Kansas, all along this cold front, and that will eventually move into town here on Thursday. But for us tomorrow, looking great. We'll actually have some sunshine, and it will be pretty hot, up to around 90 degrees tomorrow. Now, no rain tomorrow, but all the rain we will get later on this week is very beneficial. We do have the first phase of drought happening all across the metro, ironically, where we had the storms today. So, unfortunately, we don't want the hail, we don't want the damaging winds, but all that rain did help us out with the drought. Rain chances go up to 60% for Thursday, 50% for Friday, and as for those high temperatures, they're up to 90 on Wednesday. Then after we have that rain come through, it will cool down pretty significantly. High of 78 Saturday, so still warm, but that's a big difference from 90. As for the comfort meter, for the first time this year, I'd say it's pretty uncomfortable out. We'll have those dew points in the mid to upper 60s, even around 70 by the time that cold front comes through. So with all the moisture around and all the heat, we do have a pretty prime severe weather setup potentially for Thursday. But in the meantime, your futurecast looks good all the way through Wednesday. Not much going on, mostly clear skies. But there's the cold front that we'll be watching closely, and all of this activity could become strong to severe. So we'll definitely be watching that closely Thursday and then into Friday as well. The Storm Prediction Center does have the same counties as today back under a marginal risk Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Most of this really not until Thursday morning, and then we'll keep you updated on that if the risk gets any higher as we get closer to the date. Our lows tonight though will be in the mid to upper 60s, mostly cloudy, but then clearing out tomorrow, hot and humid, all around 90 degrees. In your 10-day forecast showing those rain chances going up Thursday and Friday, cooling down to 78 on Saturday. A beautiful Mother's Day, high of 80, and our lows even going down into the 50s. Back to you, Hannah.
Thank you, Jenna. The Piedmont Augusta Foundation is sponsoring an annual fundraiser, this year aimed at raising awareness about preventative stroke measures. The tournament is named after Harry W. Jernigan Jr., who founded the University Healthcare Foundation. Each year, the organization aims to meet various health needs in the community, and this year, they focused on stroke awareness. Representatives and healthcare physicians saying this event will contribute to the comprehensive stroke program coming to the hospital by the end of the year.
Cardiovascular disease is
100% of the proceeds stay in the CSRA community to help raise awareness for stroke victims. Still ahead, police are investigating the death of a South Carolina pastor's wife after he claims she took her own life. Why police and the congregation are thinking differently when your News at 11 continues. But first, the winning numbers for tonight's South Carolina lottery are Pick 3, 5, 5, 0, and the Pick 4 winning numbers 2, 2, 6, 2, and the Fireball 4.
The Live 5 or 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
We're continuing to follow a developing story out of South Carolina. Deputies are investigating the sudden death of a popular pastor's wife. John Paul Miller reportedly tells his congregation she took her own life, but her family is demanding answers. Eva Pilgrim reports.
Questions growing around the unexpected death of a South Carolina pastor's wife.
There's got to be some accountability here.
30-year-old Micah Miller was found dead at a state park in North Carolina, about an hour north of where she lived in Myrtle Beach. Authorities opening an investigation into her death, but saying the community is not in danger.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for.
Her husband, a pastor at a local church, announcing her death after preaching last week, saying it was self-induced. Authorities have not confirmed or released a cause of death. Some community members protesting outside the church Sunday. This, as Micah's friends and family say, they don't think she took her own life.
We were talking about her coming to church Sunday, giving her some help with her car payment, just life stuff, just her moving forward.
Clark saying Micah was planning to get a divorce. She had filed for divorce once before in October 2023. That case consensually dismissed in February. In March, Micah posting, "Please share this with anyone struggling with leaving a dangerous situation."
God hates divorce because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
And this was her last Facebook post. When terrible, terrible, terrible things happen to you, y'all know what I'm talking about. RPF, resting peace face.
Deputies say they are still investigating the circumstances behind Micah Miller's death, but have not received any new information. Coming up, the Aquinas girls soccer team is hoping to make history, and the Strom Thurmond baseball team looking to become district champions over 96. Kira has sports next.
Thursday. Children First on WJBF News Channel 6 is sponsored by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Strom Thurmond Rebels were in action on Monday night as they looked to become district champions. All they needed was one win over 96. Rebels were down 1-0 heading into the bottom of the sixth. It was no doubt a pitcher's duel. Evan Bates lifts one into center field. That moves Justice Hammett over to third base. Tying run just 90 feet away. Then it's the sophomore, Grady Stone, just moved up to varsity for the playoffs, comes up clutch to bring home Hammett for the tying run. We'll move ahead to the top of the seventh. Braden McAllister was brilliant on the mound all night, but in a jam with the bases loaded, he gets the grounder to the shortstop, Jay Willis, who makes the play to end the inning. The Rebs defense was solid all night behind their starter. So we go to extra innings, tied 1-1. Wildcats with the bases loaded. They go for the squeeze play, but the hitter doesn't make contact. Rebs are all over it to get the out at third base. And then Braden McAllister does what he did all night. Comes up clutch with the strikeout. He went the complete game, the longest he's thrown all season. Rebels get their turn at bat. And after a leadoff single from Evan Bates, a few batters later, he finds himself 90 feet from the game-winning run. Caleb Simpkins, with a chance to end it all, steps up to the dish, delivers the knockout shot to center field, brings home Bates for the walk-off winner. Strom Thurmond wins a wild one, 2-1, to win their second straight district title. Our Brendan Robertson talked with head coach Nate Horton about watching his Rebels dig deep for the win.
All right, what was that one like?
It was fun. No doubt about it. You know, we gutted that one out. Boys played really well. Braden McAllister did a great job. That's the longest he's been all year on the mound for us, and we played good defense behind him. I had some tough luck at the plate, hitting some balls hard early. And finally got a big timely hit there from Caleb Simpkins. He does it again. He did it last Thursday. He does it again tonight. So it's a good win.
How much better is it to get this thing done tonight and have to turn around and come back a little more?
Oh, it's awesome. I definitely didn't want to have to come back and go tomorrow. So I'm glad we were able to tie it up there in the sixth. Sophomore Grady Stone comes up, gets a big knock for us. He played JV most of the year, and we called him up for the playoffs, and he's had some big hits for us in some big spots, and he comes through again right there, ties the thing up, and we were able to take advantage of our opportunities there late, and I'm glad we ain't got to show back up here tomorrow and play them again, for sure.
Strom Thurmond will be on the road for the first round of the Upper State Tournament beginning on Wednesday. Fox Creek will try to join them when they play Tuesday. Over in the GHSA baseball playoffs, Greenbrier took on Kell in an elimination game on Monday night and fell 3-2. And Harlem had their series against Pickens postponed over the weekend due to weather, so they played a doubleheader on Monday. They took game 1 2-1 and got a shutout in game 2, 12-0. And finally, the Aquinas girls soccer team went winless in 2022, but then came back in 2023 and went undefeated to claim the program's first ever state championship. This year, they're looking to win their second consecutive 1A D2 state championship. The Fighting Irish beat Towns County in the semifinals 1-0 thanks to a shot in the second half from Elle Morris. She would find the back of the net off the rebound from Landry Washington, and that would do it. Now the team has earned another trip to the state championship game. Coaching staff very confident this is the year of the Fighting Irish.
So we knew the schedule was going to be tough, and I said it's not how we start, it's going to be how we finish. And so we started, it was rough. You know, it's a small school. We don't have our girls out early to practice. We played some really quality teams, but I said don't judge us until the end of the season. And you saw what they did tonight. We're going back to state.
Last year, you're right, it was 10-0. This year is a whole different deal. So this time the sequel is actually going to be better than the original. So we're going back to state. Let's go, girls.
Tuesday is the big day. Aquinas will play Lake Oconee Academy at 5 p.m. at Mercer. That does it for sports.
Coleman Services Cares Day.
Business has been slow for fast food restaurants so far this year, but McDonald's has the answer. Bigger burgers. Not better ones, just bigger. McDonald's plans on launching a larger burger, but no other details are out yet. They recently brought back Larry's favorite, the Double Big Mac. That comes complete with 740 calories, 48 grams of carbs, and 44 grams of total fat. Sounds delicious.
Delicious. Ooh, yeah, like that.
That's something I can get behind.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Our 10-day forecast showing us back to sunshine tomorrow after a stormy day today. More storms again Thursday and Friday.
Well, that's our report for now. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in for DNA tomorrow morning.
At Lionel Smith Limited to only the finest in men's clothing.